Okay, this video is for my boys and anyone else that want to learn how to make a Bolognese sauce. Very, very simple. Start with our sofrito. We're going to fry this on a medium heat with plenty of oil. It doesn't really matter. I'm making a double recipe. 2 carrots, 4 carrots, as long as it's kind of equal. Looks like today we got a little bit more onion, but so anyway, turn this on, and like I said, I would add a good amount of oil, enough that you can start to fry this. And we'll start stirring this up in just 1 minute. And like I said, just take your time with this, and we'll get it, probably let it saute for about 15, maybe 20 minutes. You don't have to constantly stir it, but this is called your sofrito. Okay, it's looking good, it's smelling good. Still has about 10 more minutes or so to go. And at this time we can put a little bit of salt in, just a pinch, help release some of the water from the veggies, just a pinch, and I always put more in. And while this is cooking down, good idea to get your tomatoes. I'm using crushed tomatoes, 28 ounces, and because I'm doing a double recipe, I'm using 4. And then, of course, a little bit of wine after we get our, this is about 2.5 pounds of meat. You can use as much as you want. You can use ground beef, you can use ground pork, you can use you can really use any kind of meat that you want. And this is exactly what the sofrito should look like. It's definitely nice and soft, and it is looking yummy. Now we're going to add in the hamburger, and we'll start breaking it up. Okay, and as you put this hamburger into the sofrito, just keep working, chopping it up as nice and fine as possible. It'll continue to break down as it cooks, but that's what we want. And I'm making this at roughly 3 o'clock on a Tuesday, but this is a nice dinner to make, a sauce to make like on a Sunday morning when you really got time. Since I'm going to freeze this afterwards, but you're going to need this. We're probably into it about a half hour already between chopping up the sofrito, and then this browning. This will take quite a while, and this the key to cooking the meat is obviously a lot of liquid is going to come out of this hamburger, and you want to be able to hear the hamburger actually like sizzling, like frying. That's where you want to get all that water out, and when you start to hear the sizzling, that's when we're going to add a touch of wine if you like that. If you don't, that's totally fine as well. And then we would add the tomatoes right after that. So we'll just kind of keep breaking this down, as you can see, and we'll be back shortly when it's sizzling. Okay, so we are not ready, and this is what I wanted to show you just to make sure you knew. See all that water? Look inside here. See that water there? Whoop, fogged up our lens a bit. That's not what we want. This is not ready. When you've got that much water, just keep letting it cook down. We're going to boil off that water, and when you hear that sizzling of the meat, that's when you know you're ready to roll with your wine, or again, if not wine, then with your tomatoes, your crushed tomatoes. So again, this is a great Sunday morning. You're going to make this because we also then have to let this cook down the sauce for about 2 hours. So it's a 3 hour, at least a good 2.5 to 3.5 hour sauce. So you need time. Okay, so now there's a huge difference. You're not seeing any of the water now, and you can actually hear the sizzling of the meat. And that's what we want. That's the key. You take a look, you move it around, and you'll see oil. We put a bunch of oil in the sofrito, and then, of course, any of the oil from the meat itself. But when you hear that little sizzling, frying, if you will, and you'll actually start to see some of the meat starting to brown up, bingo, that's what you want. Do not ever rush this. It's a sauce that takes a long time. So we're ready to roll. We're going to pour in some wine. Okay. And again, you don't have to put wine in. You're going to burn all the alcohol off. It's just really going to be the flavor of the wine. Not necessary though. If you don't like that, don't have it, that's okay. It's still going to be delicious. And then we're going to just let that evaporate, and you can just see it's still sizzling. And then we're going to go in. The wine is burned off. Now we're going to go in with the crushed tomatoes. And of course, we're always going to then fill that up with water, not halfway up, to clean out all of this so you get it all. Just slowly, we're just at the point of almost need a bigger pot, but it's okay because it is going to reduce down, probably by an inch or so, but maybe a little bit more, almost 2 inches, I bet. All right, I'm going to stir this all in, get it nice, and you'll see a little difference in color, but I am going to fill those guys up and put half a can of water in each to clean those out, and then I'll add them in and we'll see in a minute. Okay, so everything, the half can of water to rinse out the can has been added, so it's like 2 additional cans. So this is what it looks like right now, and take a look about where we are, maybe an inch, and by the time we cook this down for 2 hours, it will reduce down to at least 2 inches, maybe 2.5 inches. So that's it. Now we're going to just let it cook down. So this is about just after about a half hour, what it looks like. And you could start adding just a little bit of salt now, just to get it to how you like it as far as saltiness. I never add any sugar. Don't ever add sugar to any kind of sauce. I know that's the American way, but the Italians would die if you ever added any kind of sugar to a sauce. So it still has about an hour and a half to 2 hours left at just a low flame, and we'll just keep cooking it down. So this is about after an hour, and you can see it's reducing down. good. Very good. So we'll let it go another half hour and we'll check in. Okay, this is at about 2 hours. I'm gonna let it go a little bit more, but do you see how it kind of gets this, see how thick it is right there? And do you see how this kind of like oily dark spots? That's beautiful. Honestly, I could let it go and just let it be done right here, but I think I'm gonna do just another half hour. Okay, this is it. After 3 hours, it's ready. It tastes absolutely wonderful. Look at how thick that is. So, now all we have to do is, like I said earlier, I'm gonna freeze this one for Sunday, but you could eat it right now because it is very, very yummy. So, buon appetito.